Hello, we're almost done. We're back in it with Meg Zeek for the third installment on personality versus design. And she's still running through those numbers, helping us figure things out. I hope you enjoy. If you do, hit the like, drop a comment, and don't forget, subscribe.
Saturn. Let's go to Saturn. Saturn is, this is the challenge that you need to resolve in order to gain your gifts or your blessings. So on the human side, you have integrity, you have sales, which I'm really excited to go over with you. So just know that sales shows up in your chart as well. Resources and receiving. So I guess one question I'd have for you is, how open are you to receiving? You're generous, you like to give. How open are you to receiving?
I guess the example I'd have to point to would be Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I love buying people presents and giving them presents, especially people that I know, because I get things. And I remember this because my mom said this the other year, like 2 years ago. She's like, "You're so good at giving gifts." And I was like, I just have this ability because like the people I care about, like I have this ability to like tap into like their thinking and like what they would want, and maybe not even necessarily something that they asked for, but something that they be like, holy crap, like how did I live with that without that kind of mentality?
Cool.
But I've always felt it's awkward for me to receive gifts. Like I get uncomfortable with it. I love giving them. When I get them, like I don't even know. Like I feel like my reactions are always, they're not insincere, but I feel like they look like they're insincere. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're kind of like, okay. But
yeah. And they're like, oh.
Is part of it because does any of that feel like it's an uneven energy exchange because you are so good at giving gifts?
I don't know.
Let's pretend that you are just walking around the grocery store and someone walks up to you and they say, you get $1,000 today. Here you go. There's those random people. Mm-hmm. How would you react?
I'd probably be a little shocked.
Sure.
Right? And obviously I'd probably try to decline it.
Okay. So
and
there
then
we go.
if I was, and I guess I've been working on this. If you offer me something and I say, are you sure? And you say yes, then I'll accept it. So I give, you're like, oh, here you go. And, I verify that you're actually wanting to give it to me, and then I'll take it. But then I probably end up taking the money and take at least half of it and just pay for other people's stuff.
And there's not necessarily anything wrong with that. I want you to think about something. So in manifesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, you are manifesting a couple acres of land to build a home on and be away from society. Let's say that you might be manifesting something like that. And the universe pops up some ad on your Facebook page, and it looks absolutely perfect. And you said to the universe, are you sure? Like, would that make sense? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that kind of make sense?
I agree. Yeah. No, I know. I know what you mean. Yeah.
So
and
that
it's
feels
something
like
that I've had to, it's something that I've had to work on. Right.
Yeah.
And it's
a good challenge area for you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. It's true. I'm
Um,
getting better in certain ways and in certain things, and it's a process. It's definitely not something I can just be like, oh yeah, 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 sure.
for
And
sure.
honestly, it's something that Dorothy has problems with too. So we're both kind of struggling, and if one of us was better at receiving,
Yeah.
I have an opinion about business that she doesn't, so I can help her with that, right? So
Mhm.
if I'm offering a service or a product, then like I expect to be paid for it, right? Just like you would, right?
Right.
You wouldn't just give Joe Blow a free reading, right?
Right.
So I have that kind of approach. Like if I'm going to teach you my course, like this video, this is you're giving me this, and I'm doing all this free advertising and putting all these videos together and driving people to your
Yeah.
website. So the
You're
energy, yeah, the energy exchange is going to be
even.
hopefully more coming from my side. Hopefully more people come to your website than that. But yeah, there's an even exchange, and that so yeah, it's just something that I'm working on.
Okay, let me ask you this. What is your current, if any, gratitude practice?
I actually do have one, and right now I every morning I journal one thing I'm grateful for, and then I write why I am grateful for it.
Okay. So you write like a page or paragraph or something?
Yeah, no, typically like two or three to four sentences.
Okay. How do you feel about bullet pointing?
That I mean, honestly, that's kind of what I do.
Okay.
Uh, I mean, it's not. I am grateful for my home. I am grateful, like, and then I write why I'm grateful for my home. I don't write like a whole like, oh my God, I feel like this and this and this. I'm like, it provides me, structure, like the elements, and like I feel like myself in it, and I have my like personal belongings, so it like
Yeah.
makes me feel a certain way. So like I don't write like that's why it's so short, is because I just write the
Yeah.
feelings right behind it and not like elaborate to the moon about it.
So if you're gonna do one thing that you're grateful for, I won't make the challenge to add too hard, like it's too much. Um, Add in one thing that you're grateful for in the future, only write about it like you already have it.
Okay.
That's something that really helped me with becoming more open to receiving. So,
Yeah.
and I would
Oh.
do, for me, I would just kind of bullet point. I would do three things that I was grateful for, like that
Mm-hmm.
I already had, and then three things I was grateful for in the future, as if I already had them. And uh, at the point where I started writing, once I really understood, okay, these are the three things I really want. Within a year's time, they were all there.
Oh.
Really cool. Like I could go into a very cool story, and I won't. But but yeah, I think it's a really powerful practice, especially doing it daily. So since you already do that, just add in a little bit for the future. Peace.
Yeah. You're so funny. I have a real cool story, but I'm not gonna tell it.
I'll tell you after we're all done.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we only went over your personality side of Saturn. Nope, yep. So
What was this one?
the spirit side, let's see. Yeah, we are, yep, yep. Aligning is about yeah, 5. It's about aligning with nature and cycles. So kind of figuring out the pattern of nature. And again, this is like your challenge to resolve. So what comes to mind for you for that? Anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Pattern to resolve and going through the seasons. Yeah. I'm thinking of a friendship actually.
Mm.
We started, spring, I'd say spring blossoming, and then summer we were doing good, and then something happened and I had to protect my own energy, and it wasn't directly from him, but it was an associate of his.
Mm.
And so I left the situation to protect myself, my own energy, things like that. And he kind of internalized that, and that like
Mm.
definitely went to like a fall into a winter. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, recognizing patterns like that, and yeah, even aligning. That's kind of like comparing, I guess, more than aligning, but noticing the cycles of your own life, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Your next one is Uranus. And I know I never know how to say that one, but I don't like Uranus. It sounds grosser to me.
Yeah. That's how I learned growing up, Uranus. Yeah.
Right? I thought you laughed. I thought I heard you laugh. You did.
I just
You
smile.
So on your personality side, this is about instability. So an area of your life that could be unstable.
Okay.
And just something to bring awareness to. So this is about infinite ideas. Remember your open crown. You're getting inspiration from everywhere. So that can probably sometimes feel a little destabilizing when it's overthinking, overwhelm, anxiety, those kinds of things. So really just finding, where can I make that feel more stable? And then on the same kind of side of the coin as that, or maybe the flip side, I guess, would be finding peace, right? So having that anxiety and creating peace,
Yeah.
you have that on both your human and your spirit side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I think that one's pretty cut and dry.
That's
honestly.
pretty cut and dry.
I got nothing to say on that one.
Great. Neptune. So Neptune you have on your, this is your spiritual challenge to help you grow, which is about joy, vitality, mastering things. So maybe this looks like kind of what we were talking about with gratitude, as, really appreciating the things that you have, mastering the things that you're really excited about. And again, you have the same meaning on your spirit side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. That makes sense for you?
Yeah. And the phrase, you don't know what you don't know, just keeps coming up. So what I don't know doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's what I'm in is what I'm trying to master. Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
I think my brain has a fairly good idea. Like, when I'm scrolling through any given thing, you delete, distort, and all the information that comes in.
Right.
And I definitely have gotten to a point where I can filter out what I need fairly quickly.
Good.
Yeah.
That is a good tool to have.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, last one, Pluto.
The planet Pluto, because it's still a planet.
I know, right?
I still call it.
I think it's such a funny.
I don't know if you can see. Can you see that picture?
Yeah.
That's my background. It's actually a picture of Pluto.
From what I assumed.
The new satellite. Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Okay, well, we dig Pluto. And Pluto was always my favorite planet because of Pluto the dog.
Yeah.
I forget what they're called, but
yeah. Oh my God. Is that Snoopy?
I want to.
No, that's Snoopy.
No, it's
Peanuts? No, it's not Peanuts.
No.
Pluto. Oh,
like it had I feel like it was the same with Daffy Duck and Mickey Mouse, but I also feel like I'm wrong.
I don't know. We're gonna struggle with that. Should we
We'll
Google
figure it out. Okay, cool. So Pluto, 44. This is, again, potential for transformation. Not sure if I said that yet. It's about healing, right?
Okay.
And that's a big area that you are working on, have worked on. Noticing past patterns and marketing. Interesting how they mix together, right? So there's this inner world piece, and remember we talked about sales earlier.
Yeah.
We talked about marketing just now. So these are things that hold leverage in your life, and we're going to talk more about them in a second.
Okay.
So on your spirit side for Pluto, areas for transformation is taking risks, facing challenges. I think things that you really kind of enjoy doing already, and then finding meaning in the struggle. So like we talked about earlier with the 3-5, taking your lessons, creating meaning from them.
Yeah.
So for me, at least on that spirit side, it feels like you pretty well have embodied that.
I like that one. Pluto on the spirit side. Yeah.
Pluto's the best.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Cool. Last little bit of your chart, and why did I not keep a pen on me? I'm gonna take a little note before you end up pulling the chart down. Is you have cold food. Okay. So let's talk about your variables, which are these arrows on your personality and design sides, going different directions, right? So you notice that you have 3 that are pointing to the right, and 1 that points left. So these are really the main areas in human design where we talk about masculinity and femininity. Now, your whole chart has, your whole being is part feminine, part masculine, right? So these little variables don't really touch the whole. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll start with the top left one, or sorry, top right one that is facing left. This is kind of your awareness and perception of things. For you, it's a little bit more logical, fact-based, evidence-based, kind of a linear thinker. That is a more masculine trait, right? So really just kind of the way that you're aware of things in your world is more on a logical sense.
I'd agree with that.
Okay.
For sure.
So then the next arrow down, this is your manifestation area. Love this one. So you are right facing. It's actually a little bit more feminine. No, so don't get upset by that. Now with this one, so when we think about manifesting, and actually this is probably going to be interesting information for you. There's always certain ways that we're taught to do it, right? Mm-hmm. With your arrow being right, you get to be a little bit more flowy, a little more broad in how you ask for things from the universe. For instance, if you were, I'll just use the example that I know you have because maybe it'll actually be helpful. If you're saying you want a couple acres and you're picturing, what you want, but you don't have like every little detail panned out. And for you, especially like focusing on the feeling of it is so much more important for you than, it has a red door, it has
Sure.
2 trees. Now, for some people, that's actually really important though. Yeah. So when you allow yourself to stay broad and stay open to receiving, you are able to, not only are you able to, really it's, you co-creating the existence of what you want, usually will come in better than you imagine. I have that arrow in common with you. Here, I'll share a little snippet of part of the story.
Okay.
More or less, here in Idaho, we have like a major housing crisis. There's no houses, there's no nothing. And they're all way overpriced. Like, you want to find a 3-bedroom home with a backyard, like just a backyard, you're looking at around $800,000. Like, I don't know exactly what it's like there. It's crazy here. So I was a newly single mom. I was looking for a house. I knew that like my credit wasn't going to probably pull off for me. I just kept telling myself, you know, all I want is a big yard for the kids to play in. And all I want is a beautiful kitchen that I love to be in, which is, my kitchen's right in front of me. I love looking at it. Those are the 2 things I want in a house. Other than that, it'll just be what it is. And at that time, you know, single mom, newly single mom, still paying off all this other crap.
Sure.
And had only just started like full-time coaching. I'd been working a day job before.
Yeah.
And I just kept saying, like, these are the 2 things I want, and the money I need will be there when the house is ready for me. This is all I said, right?
Yeah.
Found a house, not even on like Zillow or, you know, one of the normal places where you'd look for a home. I went on Craigslist. I'm not even joking you. Like, my dream house is on Craigslist.
Wow.
Message the owner and, or, you know, the information that's there. Get a message back like 5 minutes later. Mind you, the last time I was looking for homes, I wouldn't even get messages back. They're like, oh, it's already been sold, if anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, so get this message back. They're like, okay, in about a month, it's ready to move in. And I'm like, okay, like, I really don't have the money yet, but I'm taking the house. I don't know how it's gonna happen. That house is mine. And I went from like making about $1,000 a month in coaching. I hit $20K that month, the month that I needed the money for the house. So yeah, it was just, it's literally one of those stories, right? Wow. So when I say stay broad and allow yourself to be open to receiving and just trust, I mean it.
No, I mean, actually so I got one of my buddies to be my real estate agent. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I hadn't seen him for quite a while. I just knew he was a real estate agent. So when we got back into Atlanta, we called him. Dorothy and I probably looked at the better part of 300 houses online, and we probably looked at about 60 of them in person, right?
Wow.
And I wanted 4 bedrooms. I want gas stove. That's huge because I cook.
Yep.
I wanted a pool, but it wasn't a necessity. And I wanted a garage. So, and then a basement wasn't a necessity either, but I was kind of like teetering. So we looked at tons of houses and, you know, we made bids on 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. And the one that sticks out was the house went on the market for about $370. And the house is clearly worth more. It really was. Wow. So I think we put in a bid, and this was before the market went.
Right.
So yeah, but even then, so I was like, this house is not worth $370. It's more. So I think we put in a bid for like $380, and then within an hour of us putting in our bid, they got at least 4 more bids, and one was like $420, and then it was like $440 and $450.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa. And our real estate agent, he was like, do you want to put in a backup offer? I was like, they have backup offers, 50,000 over what we asked. I was like, no, just stop. Like, we're not allowed to this. And the other 3 houses we got out, like the same thing. There was a little battle, and then we ended up losing price. And then this house came on the market and we were supposed to be the first ones in to look at it, but we were doing something, so we had to be the second people in. But we came in, 4 bedrooms, gas, pool, hot tub, garage, no basement. But oh my God, we were like, yeah, let's put in an offer. So I was like, do it asking price, because the houses right now, I mean, even it was still a seller's market before the inflation started.
Mm-hmm.
And we got it for exactly offering, which no other house we had ever even come close.
It had everything you wanted.
Yeah. We got the pool, we got the hot tub, we got the garage, we got the gas, we got 4 bedrooms. I mean, it's it wasn't specific to the T, but it was broad enough to get to nail all those points.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. And it probably, maybe it was better than what you imagined.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's incredible.
Yay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I love that era. That's my literally favorite one to go over.